Special shout out to Samson for this beautiful montage. Thank you. Guys, it's a very simple class today. Let's talk about the difference between this word and this word, this and this, and of course the difference between this and this. And that would be after this break. Hello guys, welcome to Fluently Speaking with Bola. My name is Omobolanle Adeshuye, and as I said, we're going to be looking at some confusing words and how to differentiate them. So let's start with this word, moot. This word is moot, M-O-O-T. Now it is often confused with M-U-T-E, mute, right? So mute means to be dumb, to not be able to speak, silence. It could be used as an adjective or as a verb. So mute, right? And you see that you have the ya sound before the u sound, before the long u sound, and that shows you that you have to drag it because of the ya sound. So you have mute. Just like in fuel, you have the ya sound before the long u sound. English is sweet, isn't it? That's why I love it. So mute is different from moot. Moot is just the long u, the first sound, the long u, and then you have the t. So moot means to suggest or to raise an opinion or a matter for debate. So you could have moot in a sentence. You would have: the federal government of Nigeria has been mooting the idea of stopping the payment of subsidy. That means they've been touting the idea, they've been suggesting the idea of stopping the payment of subsidy. Or if you're going to use it as an adjective, you could have it as: it's a moot point on whether men or women are better drivers. What do you think? Well, I think women are better drivers, and I would like to back up my point by saying that women are very emotional, they are temperate. You want me to go on? Well, I'm a woman, what do you expect? Okay, but honestly, I think that women are more considerate on the road and they are better drivers. Well, it's a moot point, as I said. So it's open for debate. You can drop your comment. Let me know what you think about it. Okay, yeah, so that's it on moot. But mute has to do with someone who cannot speak. It has to do with speech. Because I was reading the news earlier in the day and I saw it being used wrongly. I saw that in the place of moot, the word mute was used, and it just raised the alarm in me that I really need to talk about this. Now let's talk about loose and lose. Loose and lose. Okay, so you see the difference in the pronunciation. Now for lose, the L-O-S-E, you have Z as the last consonant sound. But for the other one, loose, you have S as the last consonant sound. You remember the voiceless sounds and the voiced sounds. Yeah, so the loose has the voiced Z as its final or last consonant sound, while loose has the voiceless S as its last consonant sound. Now their meanings also differ. For instance, loose means to untie, to break free from something, while lose means to misplace something or to not be in possession of something anymore. All right, so lose in the sentence would mean you would lose your money if you leave it on that table. Okay, so it means you would not find it anymore. Somebody will pick it up or something. But for lose him and let him go. So lose can either be used as a verb or an adjective. So as a verb, you would have loose him and let him go. Means untie him, free him, and let him go. But as an adjective, you could have: you would never find me in your house if your dog is loose. Of course, so the thing is, I don't have a very good relationship with dogs. It's not as if I'm scared of them, but the rapport is not there, and I don't like to annoy them, or vice versa. I don't want them to annoy me too, so that the already frosty relationship would not get worse. So I'm just trying to say that that statement I just made is not just as an example. In reality, it is true. If your dog is loose, you would never find me in your house. Okay, so you could also have, I like to wear loose clothing during summer. Well, yeah, we don't have summer in Nigeria, but you get the point, okay? It could also mean a lack of discretion, especially when it comes to talking. For instance, I could say, your loose talk will cost you a lot. So loose and loosen can be used interchangeably. The only difference is loosen can only be used as a verb, while loose can be used as both a verb and an adjective. So for instance, you could say, I'd like to loosen my hair tomorrow, not lose my hair. A lot of people say that you want to lose it. If you say you want to lose your hair, it means you want to become Afari Kodoro. How do we say that thing? You want to become Gorimakba, you want to lose your hair. But when you say you want to loose or loosen your hair, it means you want to undo it and get maybe another hairstyle or something. Now to the biggest fish in this sea. Drum rolls. Okay, let's talk borrow versus lend. Now, a lot of people confuse this. It took me a while to. I remember back then in primary school, I used to try to wrap my head around it, to just muddle everything up and to use whatever comes to mind. But over time, I got to understand the difference. So for lend, when you're talking about lending, you're talking about giving out something to someone for a short period of time with the hope that it will be returned, while to borrow means to collect or receive something for a short period of time with the hope to return it. Okay, so when you say lend, the person lending is the giver, right? While the person borrowing is the receiver. So when you want to collect something for a short period of time, what you should say is, lend me your book. Please lend me your book. Or, can I borrow your book? Okay, so this is a simple way to approach it. Look at the lender as the giver and the borrower as the receiver. So when you think of it that way, you wouldn't say something like, borrow me your book, when you are trying to collect something from someone for a short period of time, because you would see yourself as the receiver. So see the lender as the giver and the borrower as the taker. So when you say things like, borrow me your book, you know you're saying, take me your book, which doesn't make sense. So if you replace lend with give and you replace borrow with take, it will make it easier to understand which you should use at what point. So if you're trying to collect a book from someone for a short period of time, what you should say is, lend me your book, or can you please lend me your book? But if you're giving it out to someone for a short period of time, what you would say is, I can lend you the book and get it back tomorrow, right? Because you're the giver. So when you replace them with those substitutes, it makes it easier for you to understand which to use at what point. I hope this has been simple enough. I hope I've not confused you further. All right, this is where we call it wraps today. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Remember to drop me a comment. Let me know what you think about this video, and also watch my other videos right here and right here. Subscribe if you haven't. Bye.